When was the last time you went into an old church building and looked up at the stained glass windows? They're artistic depictions intended to cause people to marvel, to praise, to contemplate. They always depict Jesus and his followers as these holy, majestic characters with big halos and flowing locks. Well, what if I told you that if that was the only way that you ever saw Jesus, you would have missed something super important? Let me paint you an alternative picture and let me pass the mic over to John, who wrote a gospel account of Jesus' life and records something incredible that Jesus did at the Last Supper. This is in John 13. It was time for supper, and the devil had already prompted Judas, son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had given him authority over everything and that he had come from God and would return to God. So he got up from the table, took off his robe, wrapped a towel around his waist and poured water into a basin. Then he began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel he had around him. When Jesus came to Simon Peter, Peter said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You don't understand now what I'm about to do, but someday you will." "No," Peter protested, "you will never ever wash my feet." I wonder if there's something in Peter's response that mirrors our own attitude to this story. It's like, no, surely Jesus is so holy and so far above that. Surely this action is beneath him. It kind of makes us squirm, doesn't it? The picture of Jesus getting down on his knees and washing his disciples' feet. Isn't he too grand, too majestic, too holy for all of that? Jesus persuades Simon Peter to let him do it, and he goes around the whole table and washes all the disciples' feet. Then he gets back onto his feet. He put on his robe, sat down and asked, "Do you understand what I was doing? You call me teacher and Lord, and you're right, because that is what I am. And since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet. I have given you an example to follow. Do as I have done to you. I tell you the truth, slaves are not greater than their master, nor is the messenger more important than the one who sends the message. Now that you know these things, God will bless you for doing them." Does Jesus mean that he wants his followers to get in the habit of washing each other's feet? I don't think he's talking about something literal here when he says, "Follow my example." I think he's teaching them a posture that he wants them to adopt. I think actually this whole meal and everything Jesus does in this mealtime is about teaching his disciples what love really looks like. And what's the lesson in love here? Nothing is beneath love. Nothing and nobody is beneath love. The one who lives in love is not too good to do anything that love requires a person to do. Jesus says, "You call me Master and Lord, and even I do not consider myself to be too good to wash your feet, even the feet of the one who is about to betray me, Judas." If Jesus, our Master, our Teacher, our Lord, did not consider himself too good, did not consider washing the feet of his disciples and even of his betrayer to be beneath him, how can I, as a follower of his, consider anything in love to be beneath me? Nothing and no one is beneath love. Love bends down on the ground, takes off its outer clothing, grabs a bowl and washes the dirt beneath the toes even of its betrayer. You'll never learn that from admiring a stained glass window. You'll only learn it by doing likewise.